Hello and welcome, I know, to another Broken Binding unboxing. Telling you, coming in hot and heavy. And these little ones are a lot more affordable too, which is nice. I mean, you still have to pay a bunch for shipping, but I like these. Here's another Body, Mind, and Spirit book from the Broken Binding. This time it is the Judas Blossom by Stephen Aryan. Aryan, however you want to pronounce it, is no stranger to the Broken Binding. He actually had a duology published last year, which was the very first lettered editions that the Broken Binding did. It was the, I don't even know what the duology was called, but it was The Coward and the Warrior were the names of the two books. And so, following in that vein, the Judas Blossom here also received a lettered edition. I did not pick the lettered edition up. So I picked up the lettered edition of the duology titles, and I did unbox it on the channel here. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a little unimpressed with the lettered edition. It was kind of touted as being a nice cloth-bound book, series of two books. Instead, it was kind of very papery. Didn't really feel cloth-bound. And then I ended up seeing pictures of the numbered edition, and I said, "Wow, I actually like the numbered edition better." So this one came around, and I missed the chance to do a letter edition. I missed it it sold out pretty quickly. But I did want to pick up a numbered edition, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to fall for it. Sometimes the numbered edition is better than the letter edition. So I'm thinking that's the case here with the Judas Blossom, which is book 1 of the Nightingale and the Falcon. Book 2 has not come out yet because this book just came out this year. So Stephen Aryan. Nice little quote on the back there. Very, very nice. There's Aryan himself. The Quest for Heroes duology. That's what it's called. Okay. So this is him diving into historical fantasy. So this takes place in the real world. I mean, Genghis Khan is a thing. This is several generations after Genghis Khan, because this is the rule of his grandson. Nice, beautiful foil stamping on the cover. We have sprayed edges as well. Very nice. So anyways, the description. Ooh, I like this. And papers too. The description. I keep getting cut off here by myself. There's a nice little stamping for the limitation. I don't know if you can see that. That is stamped into the page. That's really cool. I have 218 out of 1,000. So anyways, the description that I read was that it follows kind of 3 different storylines. It follows the great-grandson of Genghis Khan, who is kind of a failure of sorts. You know, he's a disappointment to his father, and he's given one last chance to redeem himself here in the Mongol Empire in 1260. Say 1260 in here as well, or is this talking about, 1260s Persia. So it follows the great-grandson of Genghis Khan trying to redeem himself in his father's eyes. But he finds out that there's more to his journey and more to himself than he realizes. It follows the story of a rebel whose family was killed by the Khans, who decides that he is going to rise up and kind of take down the Khans, take down the man, stick it to the man. And it also follows, oh my God, what was the woman's story? She's the last of her tribe, abandoned in the forest land. She's married off. She's married to the grandson of Genghis Khan. So it's the other main character's mother-in-law. Stepmother, not mother-in-law. Stepmother. Anyways, and she's kind of wants to rebel against her place in society as well. Looks like it covers several different years, because I just saw 1261 there, so we're going over a year. I don't know if this series is going to be a trilogy or duology, but these main characters. Why is this in the end of the novel? You should put like your list of characters in the front. Okay. Anyways, very excited to dive in. It's gotten really good reviews. The Quest for Heroes duology got a lot of praise, and I own it. I got rid of the letter edition. I wouldn't say downgraded. I would upgrade to the numbered edition. The numbered edition is fantastic. but I do have those unboxings on my channel. So very excited to dive into this. I didn't want to miss my chance, so I made sure to pick up my copy because the other duology sold out pretty quickly. So I was like, hey, I'm not sleeping on the Judas Blossom. That being said, copies are still available over at thebrokenbindingsub.com. And they do have a glued spine, which is my only real complaint about the Broken Binding. So they're just fancy trade editions. Although they did recently announce that they are starting to do exclusive dust jackets and exclusive artwork for their subscription titles. And if things continue to go well, they talked about potentially upgrading the paper or the binding. I hope they start with the binding. The paper's fine. I don't have a problem with the paper. You know, paper's, it's all right. This is actually really good paper here. It's compared to, I guess, the pulpier stuff. This doesn't feel as pulpy. But I would be really impressed if they start with the binding. They upgrade that to a cloth binding, not cloth binding, a sewn binding, or cloth boards would be incredible, but I'm also fine with paper boards. Sewn binding first, then paper, then boards. You'll have a super deluxe edition, much like excuse me, I got something in my eye, like the deluxe editions that they're doing under the TBB press. But anyways, copies are still available over at thebrokenbindingsub.com. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see a whole bunch of other unboxings, particularly a lot of Broken Binding unboxings, because they are coming in hot and heavy. But anyways, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you around next time.